Alright guys, welcome back. It's been about a month, sorry about that, really haven't had much going on, but today I am going to be shooting the hood, so no more hoodless hot boy for me. Already got the underside painted. I did mask the whole underside before I painted the top, just because I don't want to overspray and like dust to get underneath there, so that's all said and done with. I'll show you guys that later, but for today, we'll be shooting this. All right, so a little bit of a background. I already did all the body work on this. This is sanded to 400 grit right now. When I sprayed the underside, I do have a little bit of overspray on it. So before I lay down the primer, I'm gonna hit it with the gray Scotch-Brite pad and just kind of smooth things out real quick. Alright, so I got everything all scrubbed up with the gray Scotch-Brite pad. Everything's all smooth now. Now I just need to make sure that the surface is clean, so I'm going to use a little bit of prep ball and get this all oil-free and ready for paint. Alright, so hood is ready for primer. If you guys are wondering how I got the masking line set up on this, is basically, I just put it right there. There's like a little crack right there, so hopefully that blends well and you won't really notice a masking line on there, but it's kind of what I have going on. Should come out pretty good. I mean, nobody's really gonna notice the side of the hood anyways, so. Also note I'm not working in ideal conditions right now, so it is probably like 110 degrees out right now. I'm not going to push out all my cars and mask the whole entire garage just so I could paint it in the garage. So my plan of action is just spray like one coat, bring it back into the garage, let that flash, bring it back outside, and kind of just do that for the whole process. I mean, I do have a swamp cooler, but that really isn't helping much right now. It is pretty freaking humid out. Monsoons in Arizona are coming around, so if you look out there, the clouds are coming in, so hopefully I could get this done before it rains. But I mean, my other option would be waiting until like October before I could paint this thing, and I don't really want to wait months until I could have a hood on my car, so. I mean, underside came out really good, so top should come out fine, and I plan on wet sanding it anyways, so. Alright, so I'm switching over to the GoPro POV mode. If you guys are wondering what equipment I'm using a Techna Pro Light for the spray gun. Since I'm doing a sealer primer, I don't need to really use a primer gun for that, since the solvent is about the same as like a base coat. From there, I just have a Harbor Freight frickin' filter to a regulator. Doing a DTM surfacer sealer. Black, which if you match your primer to your base coat, it helps a lot, so I recommend that. Base coat, that's standard issue, and I'm running a Tamco clear coat, which I've actually found to be pretty good for the price point that it's at. Oh yeah, I also want to display this Harbor Freight product I just got. So before this, I was using DeVilbiss D cups, and I basically ran into the cups on it, and those were just 80 bucks. So I was looking around and I found these at Harbor Freight for like 10, 16 bucks, somewhere around there. Same concept, but definitely way cheaper. They also sell the adapter to go with a DeVilbiss or Techna gun, and that just pretty much goes on like that. And you could use disposable cups to make that work. So definitely recommend that if you guys want to do a cost-effective way rather than doing like the DeVilbiss or like 3M products. And basically how the system works is you get like a hard outer case. These have like measurements on it, so if you need like a 4:1, 2:1, whatever, it's got it on there. Throw a little sleeve in there and you're able to measure your paint in the cup, so that's really convenient. And then lastly, you just have the little sealing cap that goes on top, and then this is like a little threaded lock ring that threads on, and then your gun goes on. So nice little module system. I definitely recommend that product. Alright guys, so I got the primer on the hood, about 2 coats, and not my best work to be honest. Unfortunately, the wind did pick up. I tried laying heavy to compensate for the wind blowing shit around, and got a little bit of texturing. Normally I am the type of person that would just paint over it, clear coat it, and hopefully I layer it up enough to cover up my mistakes, but since it is monsoon season in Arizona, something else spoke for me and decided my fate. And yeah, we got rain coming. So I'm gonna do the right thing this time. I'm going to let this sit for like 2-3 hours, wet sand it with like a 600 grit, get this a little smoothed out, and tomorrow I could come back and just start with the base. Maybe do one sealer coat just to get a adhesion right on it, but regardless, finish it off tomorrow, do the base coat, clear coat, and hopefully get this thing all said and done for. So I'm on my way to get food and some sandpaper, and good thing I called off painting the rest of it today because I'm not sure if you could see, but there's a huge ass haboob rolling in, and that's covering my neighborhood right now, so good call on my part. Overall, I should have better results with me wet sanding the primer. So yeah. Alright guys, I'm sweating my ass off. It's still the same day. Went and got some lunch, got like carne asada fries, got the 600 grit sandpaper, went ahead and wet sand the whole hood. So this is actually ready for base coat. Just gonna wipe it down with the prep all again. Weather looks like it's going to hold for at least a couple hours, so I'm going to go ahead and try to shoot it and get it all done today, and so waiting until tomorrow. So next clip will be base coat. I'll probably shoot that and then include you guys in. Alright guys, so that's going to be the first coat of base. I went really light on it just to get it blended really well, so I don't have any like tiger striping or anything like that. But about to do second coat. I'm going to lay that on a little bit thicker. Yeah, so I got the second coat on there, and as you can see, we got good metallic. So I think I'm gonna add one more coat. I'm not sure if I'm gonna flow coat it or just do like a standard coat on it or not, but after that I'll be on a clear coat and then get this thing done for today. So going well, other than me having to wet sand it. Lastly, we got the third coat, so I went with a normal third coat and then a final like flow coat where I kind of just held the gun a little bit higher to let the metallics flow equally across the hood a little bit better, but that's base coat. I'm not going to bore you with every clear coat stage I do on it. I'll just show you the end result once I do the clear coat. So this is going to have to flash about 35 to 45 minutes. I mean, it is hot as fuck out, so it shouldn't take too long for this base coat to dry and be ready for clear coat. Alright guys, so I just finished up on the hood, did 3 coats of clear. No real reason to go with like 4 coats, to be honest. Overall happy with the results. I do still want to wet sand and buff it just to make sure it's all perfectly leveled and looking as good as the rest of the car does, but here it is. So for shooting outside, I'm pretty shocked on how good that came out. So the clear coat laid really good, base coat blended well, no tiger striping, minimal dust nibs, so should be pretty easy to wet sand all that out. And as for my masking line, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell in that lighting, but can't see any masking line because I masked it like in that little crevice right there. But that's what I'm gonna do for right now. I'm gonna take a shower. I've been sweating for like 4 or 5 hours now. It's hot as hell. Might wash the BMW. I am gonna go to a car meet later, so I'll probably pick up from there. But that's all I got for today in the garage at least. Alright guys, so back in the garage. Overall that meet was pretty good last night. Wasn't a bunch of cars, but overall the vibes were good. A bunch of people like talking and shit, so a lot better than what the normal meet is in my town at least, so that was tight. Other than that, got the hood on, even though I was going to wet sand it before I did all that. But orange peel is not too bad. I'm going to address that here in like a couple weeks, but for now I just want to get it on there, see what it looks like, and overall, I think it looks bitchin'. Like, before with the gold engine bay and the yellow headlights and fog lights, I felt like it was a little bit too much of the goldish yellow tone going on, but with the hood on, I think it looks pretty damn good. Pop the hood real quick. Full underside's all glossy, looking nice. Repainted the latches there. And yeah. Yeah, just gotta dial in like the panel gaps, so get the fenders all dialed in, and then kind of looks like I have to move the nose panel towards me a little bit. Right now it's a little bit too far back, but that's all stuff I'll mess with during the week and get that all dialed in. All right, so that's pretty much it for this week. Next video, I do want to try to do a cost breakdown on how much it costs to do a S54 on an E36. Obviously, that's a case-by-case basis. I mean, I feel like I was able to get mine done a little bit cheaper in some ways, but I also kind of balled out on like the CSL intake. That's not necessary. So a little bit different change of pace, a little bit different content for you guys, and I think it'll be a good video. But that's all I got for this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Till next time.